you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and I make beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube. And if you're tuned into this video, you are wanting to know how you are going to achieve your holiday makeup, and I'm here to help. In my opinion, this look is super easy, super beginner friendly, and if you want to know how I got it, keep on watching. So let's get right into it. Prioritizing hydrated skin this holiday season should be your #1 priority. I already did my full skincare routine. If you want to see that, let me know. But I always go in with another moisturizer and my hydrating primer before I do any makeup. This is the e.l.f. Hydro Get Primer. I like the green one and the pink one today. I'm using the pink one with active niacinamide. And we cannot forget about our lips. Even if we're wearing matte lipstick, this Fenty Plush Pudding is 10 out of 10. If you haven't tried it, go get you some. And now we're on to brows. The first thing I use on my brows is edge control. I know, girl. Edge control is what I use. I feel like a lot of these companies are promoting these brow gels and these brow soaps, and in reality it's just edge control. It does the same thing. And luckily for me, my brows are pretty thick, so once I lay them down, I just go under and carve out my shape with my concealer. I'm using e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Glow, and I believe in Deep Cinnamon, and I just carve out that underline and I blend that together really good. And what do I do after that? I use my brow pencil to go fill in the sparse areas. So I'm taking this dense brush to again blend that concealer in a little bit more, because you're just going to do a little bit of eyeshadow, and it's not even eyeshadow for real, it's just a little bit. So we want to have a good even base, which is why we're just going to drag that down. And this is that brow pencil I was telling you about. This is the Morphe micro brow pencil, and I believe espresso. And I just fill in the sparse areas. I normally just add a little bit to the tail of my brow and add a little bit of hairs in the front, just to make them look a little bit more even. Because you know, you have your brows, they are definitely not twins, they sisters, and they're like fighting sisters, because it just be a lot to try to get them as symmetrical as possible. But this is my favorite brow pencil. It's very affordable. I believe it's only about $7 or $8, and all of these products you can probably get at Ulta. And y'all remember I said that we weren't going to do like real eyeshadow. We're not. This is my bronzing palette from Juvia's Place in Dark. I'm just going to take that lighter shade and I'm going to pull it all over my lid. And after I get done packing that on, I'm going to take a fluffier brush. I can't tell you where these brushes are from. I'm so sorry, y'all. But I'm going to take a fluffier brush in the darker shade, and I'm going to diffuse out those harsh lines. That is as close to eyeshadow as it's going to get for me. It's not my favorite thing, but I do know how to do a little 1-2. Now we have lashes. I believe lashes might be my favorite part of makeup. These are my favorite lashes and lash glue I get from the hair store. I envy mink lashes in style 03, 06, or 01, and duo lash glue in the green box are my holy grail. I don't use anything else. Again, if you want a more detailed tutorial on how I apply my lashes, let me know and I can do a separate video. I did it on TikTok and the girls went crazy, but of course it was condensed. But the key to getting your lashes to look like minks is to curl them at the base with a lash curler. That is a game changer, I promise you. How they just sit up. I get so many compliments. And now we're on to foundation. A good foundation this holiday season is going to be key for you. Today I am using Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation. Now, this is a pretty penny. You can't get her at Ulta, you can get her at Sephora, but you do not have to go out and spend $40 to $50 on a foundation. My favorite drugstore foundation would have to be e.l.f. Satin Foundation Skin. If you want me to do a full face with drugstore foundations, let me know and I can do that for you. But I go in with the foundation brush and I put it all over my face, and I carve out the tops of my brows, and I go in with the Instapot brush by Real Techniques and blend that in. Notice how I'm not swiping the foundation, but I'm tapping it in my face. And I know the taps look a little bit aggressive, but my hand is at the very end of the brush, which means I'm not putting a lot of weight or pressure. I'm not really being heavy-handed with the taps. It's very, very, very light because I'm going for a very smooth and airbrushed finish look. I am not forgetting my jawline. I'm not forgetting my neck. I'm not forgetting my ears. I'm blending it into my hairline because I want it to be seamless. And these are tips and tricks that could really make or break your look, and things that you really want to be mindful of when you're blending in your first layer of foundation. Okay, girls, our next order of business is concealer, and I know this concealer is going to look so much better on my skin. I promise it's not. Our first layer is by Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I am in Butterscotch, and we're just going to put it there and let it sit a little bit before we start blending. While we're letting our concealer sit, we're going to go ahead and lay down our blush. You can get this from Sephora. This is Danessa Yummy Skin Blush, but a good alternative cream blush is the Putty Blushes by e.l.f. I love them, but this one's just a little bit more pigmented, so be careful. Now let's get into all things blending. You know how detailed and precise we were talking about blending with the foundation? Same, if not more, goes into concealer. I use actually 2 brushes to blend my concealer, and there is a method to the madness, so let's get into it. I always like to start right where I place the concealer. Where I place the concealer is where I want it to stay. So where I want it to be the brightest or cover the most, I stay there first and then I go on the outside. So look how I start right under the eye and then I slowly take it over to the outer wing of my eye or the outer corner of my eye. I stay there first. I haven't swiped up or down. I'm staying right there, and then I take that brush and I start blending out those harsher edges to make it more of a seamless look. Okay, now it's time to get this face absolutely snatched. I'm going in with another Makeup by Mario product. This is his sculpting stick. I am in dark. Again, not at Ulta, but you can get it at Sephora, but a good alternative to this is Black Opal foundation sticks. I love them so much, but these, they just blend so much better. It's not really harsh. Your contour is going to be more of a cool tone, and your bronzer is going to be more warm shaded browns. Just a little tip or trick or something to think about when you're blending in your contours, but I like to use a fluffier brush to blend that up into my blush, but not over it. Right under and right in the middle. It's a sweet spot you gotta find. Okay, we're going back in with concealers to highlight. We got to highlight. This is a Morphe concealer in C3. I can't remember the name, but it's super bright. And we're only going to use a little bit of it because we don't want to give 2016 vibes. That's not what we're going for. This concealer that is on my chin and on the bridge of my nose is that e.l.f. Camo Glow. That's the closest to my skin tone, but we just wanted some subtleties. So we're going to blend that in while that Morphe concealer is getting stuck in there and really marinated. I also have to take that foundation brush because, like I said, we don't want any harsh lines anywhere in our makeup. We want it to all blend. And remember that second concealer brush I was telling you about? Yeah, she's entered the chat. This is a more dense Morphe brush, and I take that and I do the same thing. I blend the concealer where I want it to stick, and then I'm going to go back in with our first foundation brush to do what? To blend out those harsh edges. I don't need nobody trying to clock my teeth. I need it to all blend and just, I don't know, just be smooth like a smoothie. I don't know why I think like smoothie. I just want it to be gradient. I want it to blend. I just want it to be just everything that it needs to be. Now, I used to be a beauty blender girly, but these brushes, they just do it for me. I also am going to take that contour and I'm going to just carve out a little bit of my nose, not too much. I'll do more carving and definition with my nose with the bronzer. We're getting towards the end, so let's talk setting powders. This first setting powder is from Sephora. It's their Microsmooth foundation and it's in beige. I use this first powder brush just to make sure my concealer does not move when I go in with my baking. I don't know what I just did right there. I think I probably have some hair in my mouth. But I take that and I just make sure that my concealer is in place before we go in with a loose setting powder. I don't forget the bridge of my nose, the top of my forehead, or my chin, anywhere I put concealer. Now we're going to go in with our loose setting powder by Morphe. It's in Banana Rich. It's so fine and smooth. I love it. Using any pressed powder coupled with the loose powder will give you the most smoothest under eye, and it will not cake, it won't move, it won't crack. I promise. Like, you can't have makeup without setting your concealer. We about to be setting for a minute. We have to set everything liquid or cream with a powder. So we're using this Juvia Place blush palette in number 4 to set our blush. I use both of them, and I just literally, what I'm doing now, going everywhere where I put the cream and setting with the powder. Bronzer, another Juvia's Place banger. We're back in with it, and again, everywhere where we had that Makeup by Mario contour stick, we're going in with the darker shade and we're setting it. This is a angled bronzer brush by Morphe, and I'm taking that lighter shade in the palette and I'm just carving out that nose contour into my brows a little bit better. Finally, we're going to set the rest of our face with another Sephora Microsmooth. This is in coffee. I take a more fluffier, smaller brush and just brush away any loose or excess powders up under my eye. And I'm going to take a bigger, dense brush and I'm going to use that same powder and set all over my face. I want to leave no stone unturned. I don't want anything or any excess oil to start to peek through before it's time. So I am really generous with my setting spray and mascara. I love Morphe products. I also love One Size. I have a lot of favorite setting sprays I like to go in with, but I always set my face before I do mascara because I don't know about y'all, my allergies be OD. I do the mascara, set my face, I sneeze, now it's running. So setting spray, then mascara. And finally, what is going to bring this holiday glam together is a good, nasty red lip. If you know me from TikTok, you know I love a good red lip. This lip liner I'm using today is by One Size. It's called Brownie. It's really a liner, but I made it a lip liner because there are no rules to makeup. But today I'm using Hot Mama by Lip Bar. The girls on TikTok put me on. I still am a Ruby Woo warrior. Don't ever get it twisted. But this liquid lipstick by the Lip Bar, the formula, the color payoff, the way it doesn't transfer, I can go on and on and on about this red. Like, I love her down. Sometimes when I don't want to take my Ruby Woo outside of the house because I'm afraid I'm going to lose it, I grab for her. The Lip Bar 10s, okay? And just like that, you are ready for your holiday gatherings and your Christmas parties. This is the look. Let me know what you guys think. All products will be listed in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.